Welcome, friends. I'm Gina Nicole, and this is the Goddess Channel, where we awaken our spiritual awareness, connect from our hearts, and amplify goodness in the world with channeled messages we co-create together with Spirit. I invite you to take what resonates, because that means it's meant for you, and just leave the rest. This is your transmission of light for this moment that you came here to listen. And I'm recording this morning because Kuan Yin just dropped in with a transmission and Reiki symbols are coming in for me. So I believe that this is just going to be purely an energetic transmission. I don't believe this is so much about receiving the message itself. I believe this is an energetic upgrade for this collective today. So just taking some time to breathe. Let yourself just settle here and receive, knowing it's happening for you through your higher self, and you don't have to do anything to receive. Just breathing and allowing yourself to be in a calm nervous system state if that's available. Kuan Yin is just showing me so much love. And I think the reason she's doing this up top is she really just wants you to deeply integrate the message of leaning into love. Because currently we're living in a world of contrast. Things have gotten much more, let me put it this way. The apparent duality in this world has become even more apparent. There is more of a contrast between things, people, feelings, good and bad, right and wrong, this and that. It's coming up to the surface because everything, unlike the frequency that is being integrated, that is being anchored, must arise to be released or to be chosen. And so we have gotten to a point where all of these energies that no longer match the frequency of the ascended planet, the 5D Mother Earth, and our collective that has been integrating higher frequencies of energy to meet that ascended Mother Earth. We are not able to just keep allowing any frequencies that do not match that. We can't allow them to just hang out in our collective subconscious. We can't just let those frequencies be submerged and be swept under the rug and be held and, what's the word I want to use? Be shoved down in our individual subconsciouses either. We're past that point, which is why it seems like a dumpster fire in some ways on the planet. It's because we are seeing that contrast loud and clear. Because it is arising, because it no longer matches who we are and what we are choosing. Notice that this happens in your individual life as well. When you change, when you shift frequency, when you become a different version of yourself, letting more light in, growing, stuff that doesn't match that comes to the surface, and it's typically very uncomfortable. Friendships that no longer match come to the surface. Feelings, past resentments, things that don't match come to the surface to be healed, to be released, to be let go, because holding that in you can no longer work when you're at a different frequency, period. It's just really linear in that way. If you're holding a frequency of neutrality, anything that doesn't read at neutrality, or at least is able to sort of zero out around neutrality, that's going to come to the surface. So I hope that makes sense. I'll carry on from here. And by the way, again, I know I said, oh, this is just going to be an energy transmission. And then I started talking incessantly. Sometimes that happens. This is just really coming through now. So if these words are not making sense, just let the energy come through for you. That's totally okay. But anyway, the point being, the world seems full of contrast now because it has to, because we are not integrating these frequencies that are lower vibrationally than our growth has now come to. So let that be a good sign that we're being discerning now. We have entered the discernment phase where we're saying, no, I do not accept this. I'm not reintegrating this into my frequency. I'm not reintegrating all of these things I see that feel like not goodness, that feel like in bad faith, that feel like people hurting each other and disrespecting each other and suppressing or oppressing from positions of power, or for, people manipulating or being shady, or whatever you're seeing in the world. You are meant to be discerning that no, I do not choose this. You are being called to double down on goodness, on faith, on love, on connection, on all of the things that you value. Whenever we see contrast arise, that is a choosing point. That is a discernment point where you decide, I'm choosing my values, who I am, and who I want to be in the world. I'm leaning into goodness. I'm leaning into the light. And it's okay that not everyone is there, because I'm not in control of everyone. I'm not responsible for everyone, nor is that even part of what I am capable of having control over. I'm controlling myself. I'm choosing myself. I'm choosing what I know to be true and what I know is in alignment with who I am. That's what we're being called more deeply into right now. So just know that that's where we are. And that's why we're seeing so much contrast in the world, so that we can make choices, be discerning, and really double down and lean into goodness, lean into light, and create momentum there. So I know that I've said this message in many ways over the past few months, but until we fully get this, just know Spirit is going to keep bringing in this type of message for us in all different types of ways until it really awakens within us fully, and we actually fully embody this to where we don't ever need to hear it again. All right, so just letting Kuan Yin's energy come in. It's a very golden energy with a tinge of white light. And so just let it bathe your cells. And again, when I say let it, I don't really mean you have to do anything. I'm just acknowledging what's happening for you, and your higher self is doing this on your behalf. Beautiful. Whatever energy was sparked here today on this call, whatever energy is Kuan Yin is bringing in for you. And I'm seeing Reiki symbols come in here. There's some third eye awakening. There's some crown, root chakra, sacral awakening here. Light really circulating in and out of the solar plexus. Just a lot of energetics happening here, allowing us to come into this higher alignment. Just breathing here, relaxing, and knowing this is probably going to continue on for the next 33 minutes or so, is what she's saying, but it'll integrate over the next 3 days or so, 3 to 4 days. But we're going to just know that it's going to be gentle. It's not going to be disruptive. It's just going to beautifully and harmoniously integrate into your system and awaken whatever you need to know and whatever is true for you in this moment. Whatever needs to heal, whatever needs to go, whatever needs to complete, whatever needs to harmonize, it's all happening. And you can just rest here for a little bit as I close this reading. Take as much time as you need. Thanking you for being here, as always, co-creating this message with me. I honor you, I believe in you, and I love you. Have a beautiful day.